Ladies and gentlemen, with great pleasure, and on behalf of the multimedia group, particularly JoyNews, and of course, Evans here, my name is Emefa Akosia Adeti, and I'd like to humbly welcome you to the 2026 Joy Impact Makers Award. Thank you so much for making this event and this award a great success all these years. We are here again, 2026, to recognize ordinary people doing extraordinary impact or great things in society. My name is Emefa Akosia Adeti. We're live on the Joy News channel. We're also live on Joy Prime and live on your radio, Joy FM, Joy 99.7. Evans.
My name is Evans Mensah. Welcome once again. And there are a few companies, individuals who've made this possible, and we want to acknowledge them. Magdan Foundation, empowering futures, building communities. The 10th Ghana CEO Summit and Expo, a decade of leadership impact. WaterAid Ghana, change starts with water. Labadi Beach Hotel, of course, proudly Ghanaian, fiercely global. Ayuda, Ghana's #1 services app Bako, services Bebre. New Crystal Hospital, growing in good health. Sulas Enterprise, where quality meet affordability. The Ghana Chamber of Mines, promoting environmentally and socially responsible mining. And Gold Key Properties, transforming the landscape.
Thank you very much, Evans. You all are looking amazing. The women look very elegant. The men exquisite. Thank you so much for traveling far and near to be here today. Particularly thank you to the Labadi Beach. We're just about starting, and I'd like to invite Grace Aqua to, of course, lead us in a moment of prayer.
Let's close our eyes and pray. Our Heavenly Father, we are grateful for this evening. We thank you, O Lord, that this is the 4th year and you have been with us throughout. We thank you for the lives of these selfless individuals who go far and above for people. We pray, O Lord, that you make this program a success one more time, and in the end we'll give you all glory and honor. We thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. You want to be kind and generous with the amen, amen, amen. All right, we've been doing this for a while now. And over the years, we've recognized those doing very extraordinary things in their communities. For a proper welcome address, I'd like to invite the General Manager for the Joy Brands at the Multimedia Group, Fifi Kumsin, to welcome us.
A round of applause for Fifi Kumsin as he makes his way out here.
Thank you very much, and good evening to you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all doing well. Awesome. That is how it's supposed to be. Today, we are expected to see very great people honored here. So I'll start by saying that all distinguished judges, we thank you so much for the great work you've done over the period to select these wonderful people we are going to honor tonight. It is a great honor to welcome every one of you to the 2026 edition of the Joy News Impact Makers Awards. This is an initiative by the Multimedia Group to honor ordinary people doing extraordinary things in their communities. This year, we are proud to expand the award to 12 Changemakers. We started with 11 Changemakers. This year, we have 12 Changemakers. We added 2 more categories, being the Corporate Impact Award and the Disability and Inclusion Impact Award. These additions reflect our commitment to recognizing impact in all its forms. We received more than 300 entries, and with the support and help of our very distinguished judges, we were able to strip this down to 12. And tonight, we are here to recognize these wonderful people who have done great things in their communities. We are really inspired by the work that has been done by the past award winners. And for each of the people who has received an honor on this platform, I can tell you there has been a significant boost in the work they are doing. So let's take, for example, Oseb Watin, founder of the OKB Hope Foundation and a 2025 honoree in the health category. He tells us that after receiving this recognition, support for his healthcare outreach program increased significantly, helping him reach more than 10,000 people across 65 rural communities in just 1 year. That is the impact of this award. Let's take Portia Dumba, and I love the name Dumba. Portia Dumba, also from last year, who was recognized for her impact in girl-child development and education. She also shared the story about how all of a sudden she's received a strengthened partnership, and so she's beginning to get more support. She's been able to build a 3-unit classroom block at a certain village. Within a certain village, she indicated Domangri, and in Domangri, she's also been able to ensure that that school has desks, there's solar power in the community, and so on and so forth. That is the power of this platform. And I'm also excited to talk about Jefferson. Jefferson Abotro, is he here? Jefferson, yeah. So you see Jefferson there, Friends of Health. So far, after receiving the honor here on this platform, Jefferson has been able to touch over 30,000 lives across Ghana. And that is the power of this platform. Since its inception, the awards have celebrated 43 remarkable community heroes across Ghana. We are also excited about the launch of the official Impact Makers website, which is the joyimpactmakers.org, which will help amplify these inspiring stories even further. Through the JoyNews Impact Makers Foundation, we also invite corporate Ghana, development partners, and individuals to support community changing initiatives across the country. To our sponsors, the Ghana Chamber of Mines, Water Aid, Ayuda, the Ghana CEO Summit, Labadi Beach Hotel, thanks so much. Magdan Group, thanks so much. New Crystal Hospital, God bless you. Sulas Enterprise, thank you so much. Gold Key Properties, we celebrate you tonight. Our partners, the judges, nominees, and supporters, thanks for believing in this vision. And to tonight's awardees, we celebrate you. Your courage and compassion continue to inspire Ghana. Once again, thank you, God bless you, and God bless our homeland Ghana.
And a big round of applause for Fifi Kusi, the general manager of the Joy brands. And by the way, we are live tonight on the JoyNews channel. We are live on Joy 99.7 FM. We are live on the Joy Prime channel too. But we are also live across our many social media platforms, and millions of you whether here in Ghana or abroad, have tuned in and are watching us right now. And I should be sharing very shortly some of the messages that we are receiving. Talking about messages, we've already acknowledged many of our sponsors, and I would like to welcome some of them to share brief messages with us. Please help me welcome the representative of WaterAid Ghana. A big round of applause.
Good evening, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. It is an honor to join distinguished members from government, the corporate sector, the awardees on this very important platform. And I stand here on behalf of my country director, who is engaged and would have loved to be here. Madam Urabana sends her regards. This occasion is an important one, we understand, the 4th edition of the Joy Makers Award 2026, dubbed honoring ordinary people doing extraordinary things in their communities. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is not just about awarding people. For us in WaterAid, this is about contributing their quota to the socio-economic development of Ghana. It is about empowering individuals and communities to complement government development efforts. Because we do know that most of the stellar achievements of these individuals will be witnessing this night. A lot has taken them to go that mileage to be able to achieve what they've achieved. In many areas, this could have been done by either the district assemblies, it could have been done by honorable members of parliament, it could have been done by the central government itself. But as good citizens of Ghana, they were able to selflessly undertake these great achievements for the better of their communities, for the better of families. And so on this occasion, we can only say aiko to them for their bravery, for their courage, for their selflessness. As we celebrate them, one important reflection is that I ask myself, what more can I do to complement government effort? We in civil society, we are in challenging times where the donor landscape is changing. It only calls on us as citizens of Ghana to do more to support government efforts. And that is what we are emulating from these great giants from all over Ghana being recognized this evening for this bravery. Particularly for WaterAid, we are excited because this year there is a category of WASH, water sanitation and hygiene, which for us is very critical because in WaterAid we say, if there is no water, there is no life. If there is no water, there is no economy. In fact, if there is no water, there is nothing like survival. So for us, coming on board with this WASH category, we'll only say aiko to multimedia for this important step. And we hope that we'll continue to associate ourselves with this award in the coming year. So on behalf of my country director, I wish to congratulate multimedia and say aiko to the awardees. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. A big round of applause to the head of strategy, policy, and campaigns at WaterAid Ghana, Ibrahim Musa. Ibrahim, myself, we go way back. When I used to do a lot of human rights, reporting and also reporting on the civil society space and NGO space. He's a colossus in the field. And thank you, Ibrahim. Thank you very much for making time to spend this moment with us. I also would like to invite Mr. Benjamin Siriano. He is the CEO of Ayuda Hub Limited, the Ayuda app, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me with a big round of applause. And they have been one of the pillars supporting us and making this possible. Ladies and gentlemen, Benjamin Siriano.
So thank you so much for the intro. Distinguished guests, honored nominees, and award recipients, respected members of the media, industry leaders, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you all. It is truly a privilege to stand alongside JoyNews and the entire multimedia group to make the 2026 Impact Makers Award a successful one. On behalf of our company, Ayuda Hub Limited, and the entire Ayuda App team, I would like to congratulate the nominees for their diverse, selfless services and contributions to our country. Tonight is not only about recognition, it is about celebrating the courage, resilience, and service to humanity. In today's world, where wickedness sometimes appears more prevalent than kindness, and selfishness often looks more rewarding than selflessness, it is refreshing and deeply inspiring to see individuals and organizations who still choose compassion, service, integrity, and sacrifice for the good of others. These are the true impact makers, and they deserve not only our applause tonight, but also our support and appreciation every day. Just like the impact makers we are celebrating tonight, our company, Ayuda Hub Limited, identified a major challenge within our country and decided that instead of endlessly complaining about our problems, we will become the solution. We embarked on a mission to use technology and innovation to help organize and formalize the informal service sector. This is to say, we are connecting skilled workers like artisans, technicians, professionals, and even the ordinary Ghanaian to opportunities in a more structured, professional, transparent, and reliable way. What began as a vision to solve a national problem evolved into a growing business that is not only creating opportunities for improving service delivery, but also contributing meaningfully to employment, economic inclusion, and national development. We are currently the only service-oriented platform where you can reach out to electricians, electronic repair technicians, plumbers, cleaners, air conditioning technicians, mechanics, etc., etc., and also be able to negotiate the service fees real-time in a very transparent and structured way, thereby earning us the popular slogan, App Bako Services, Bebre, translated to mean one app, endless services. Ladies and gentlemen, I put it to you, Ghana does not lack talent. Ghana does not lack hardworking people. What we often lack are systems that create and connect people to the right opportunities efficiently. The future of Ghana will not be built by government alone. It will not be built by business alone, nor by media alone. It will be built when innovation, service, and sacrifice come together with purpose. We are therefore deeply grateful to JoyNews and the organizers of this event for creating a platform that shines light on people and organizations driving meaningful change in our country. To all the nominees and the winners tonight, thank you for refusing to settle for mediocrity. Your work inspires the next generation of Ghanaians to dream big and serve even better. Thank you very much for your time. Enjoy the evening. May God bless you all, and may God bless our homeland, Ghana.
Thank you very much, Mr. Benjamin Soriano, is CEO Ayuda Hub. As you know, Ayuda Up Backup services Bebre, and I have a good friend with you, Bernadette. She carries the message very well. Hello, Bernadette. I'd be surprised if you've been missing all this while, but if you just joined us, this is the JoyNews Impact Makers Awards, the 2026 edition. We're still live on the JoyNews channel, live on Joy Prime, and as well on your radio, 99.7. Of course, it has to be your favorite radio station, Joy FM. Ladies and gentlemen, maybe you're quite new around and you haven't heard much about the JoyNews Impact Makers. I'll be surprised, but we have put together a lovely message telling you the journey so far. Watch this.
My name is Bennett Asante Nkrumah. I am the founder and CEO for Generation Hope International School and Orphanage in Susanso. Last year, I won the social welfare category for JoyNews Impact Makers Award. And I would like to use this opportunity to say a very big thank you to Multimedia JoyNews for such an opportunity. After the awards, I received a call from the CEO of Zoe Electricals in Tamale. And he said, after watching my documentary on JoyNews channel, they are so touched that he and his wife and his family came all the way from Tamale to Susanso, our premises here, and then did a donation to us. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Multimedia. God bless us.
Hello, everyone. My name is Joseph Titi Afande. I'm the founder and executive director of the
A big round of applause for all these wonderful, selfless individuals who have made an impact already and are here tonight to be recognized. And thank you all for the great work you're doing. And talking about selfless service, there is a core group of individuals who have been very selfless as far as the Impact Makers Awards is concerned. And this group, they just spend time helping us shape this, but they also are the center around which the awards have been constructed. They are the judges. And trust me, these men and women are very busy people, but they find time of their very busy schedules, anytime we call them, to come, sit, and deliberate on the outstanding work that all of you are doing in your communities and to decide who is worth recognizing. So their work is not easy, considering that we have thousands of similar work and individuals across the country. They always have to isolate sometimes 10, 11, this year, 12 people out of the thousands just to award them. So it isn't an easy task. And they've done this for years as a selfless service to this great country of ours. And it was a great pleasure that I have an honor of welcoming one of them, in fact, the man who leads that committee, to come and share some thoughts with us before we get into the main segment of tonight's program. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me with a resounding applause to welcome Ibrahim Tanko Amadou, who is the chair of the Judges Committee, and he also heads a very important institution in this great country of ours, Star Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, do it better for him, please. Do it. Do it.
Ordinary people doing extraordinary things. That, for me, is how it should be. That no development can be sustainable, no development can be locally owned, no development can be transformative if it is not carried out by ordinary people doing extraordinary things. And I think that must be what informed, the decision by JoyNews to adopt this almost as a slogan for this very, very impactful program. But I would like to start by paraphrasing a quote that has been attributed to an American politician, the late Robert Kennedy. He said that there are people who see problems and ask why. And there are those who imagine solutions, who develop solutions to these problems and ask why not. And ladies and gentlemen, I think we are gathered today to celebrate those in the second category, those who develop solutions to issues around them and ask why not. I speak on behalf of my colleagues, Madam Doreen Ando, Madam Rita Kusi, Dr. Ben Okra, Madam Gifty Auntie, Dr. Ken Ashigbe, and Madam MFA Debris, who we've worked together over the years, I think 3-4 years now, to judge these awards. It hasn't been an easy exercise because when you read through and watch the submissions, you come to the conclusion that every one of them is an award winner. Every one of them is making change across the country. But of course, we have to select, and we do select, but we would want to place it up front that these are the ones, as they say, that caught the judge's eyes. But every other one, every other submission, deserves, an award. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I would like to, I just want to keep this as brief as possible, but that we are celebrating, after we've looked at what has been presented, it gives hope for this country. We often hear statements that civic engagement is waning. We hear that citizens are disengaging. But then you look at what has been done, what is being achieved, and it gives you hope. It gives you hope that there are still citizens who are willing and able to step up, who have persisted, against odds, to achieve what we are celebrating today. And that gives us hope that for the future of this country. I think what we need to do as a nation is not just to support these specific award winners, but to ensure that we create an enabling environment for thousands and millions of other citizens who want to step up, who want to make a difference. Indeed, Ghana has always developed through the efforts of changemakers like those we are celebrating today. If you look at every significant milestone in our country, it is ordinary citizens stepping up to do extraordinary things that have led us to where we are. Right from the fight or the struggle for independence, through the struggle for democratic governance, through the changes in areas of the country where the state hardly exists. It is ordinary people stepping up to do extraordinary things. And I think that it behoves on all of us to provide the support, to push governments to ensure that we have an enabling environment that identifies, that nurtures, that supports, that celebrates, and that ensures that their efforts do not go in vain. Policies around volunteerism, policies around social enterprise, policies around, access to social services. But indeed, beyond the regulatory frameworks, I think a second one is to ask, why do these problems persist? We are celebrating 12 award winners. We have celebrated a few in the past. These, in a way, are islands of good practice. But until we solve the fundamental issues that have given rise to these problems, we would not be making a huge dent. And therefore, I think part of the Impact Makers program should be also looking at citizens who are stepping up to make sure that every citizen of this country, irrespective of where they reside, irrespective of their socio-economic background, irrespective of whatever, have access to the basic human rights that everybody is entitled to. Whether we are talking about children, whether we are talking about women, whether persons with disability, whether persons living in the so-called overseas areas of this country, everybody has a right to basic human rights. Our award winners are ensuring that those in their communities are able to access those ones. How about those in communities where we don't have such citizens? So at least as part of it, I think we should be looking at that. I would also like to, on behalf of my colleagues, thank JoyNews and the multimedia for the honor done us. It is an honor and a privilege. We've been inspired, but we've been challenged by the work that we've done. Inspired by the examples of people stepping up, but also challenged by the fact that we do have. That's an indication that I've overstated. But we've been challenged, by the fact that more needs to be done. How can we do what needs to be done in our own ways? And we celebrate, we congratulate JoyNews. That it's an example of a responsible media organization that is stepping up beyond what we know, pushing the boundaries, and making sure that it is a constructive partner in the task of national development. Thank you very much for the opportunity that you've given us. We look forward to many more change makers, impact makers emerging, and we do hope that lots more across the country will be inspired by what we are seeing today. God bless our homeland, Ghana. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, let's do a better job at applauding the great Ibrahim Tanko Amadou, who has been chairing the Judges Committee for so long, doing it selflessly.
It must have been a difficult task, There's so many people using their resources, the energy, the time, to try and solve the very need that a lot of people think that a government would have to do. And so it must be very difficult for you, Doreen. It must be difficult for you, the chairman, MFI, and all of those who were on the board or the judges that arrived at that decision. Tonight, they're definitely going to be an ultimate winner.
And I'm looking forward to that.
I do too. Let's settle down for the first set of recipients, Evans. You're still live on the Joy News channel. We're live on Joy Prime. We're also live on your radio, Joy 99.7. And of course, across the globe on myjoyonline.com.
And I'm looking at the faces of some of the nominees, and already I can see that, butterflies and tummies beginning to show on the faces already. We are now at the moment of truth. The first set of awardees will be revealed right now, and I don't envy you. You've done the work already. Relax. Everybody's a winner tonight, so relax.
Well, that's what they say to convince you, but let's go with it. So let's settle for the first category, health and social welfare. Reverend Christian K. Volato is a physician assistant in Ghana's Volta region who has become a lifeline for people living with severe mental illness on the street. Now working in Angloga and Soutong, he identifies neglected individuals, provides basic care, begins treatments, and supports their reintegration into families and society. He created an integrated community care module now used in 9 communities between 2023 and early 2026. He personally managed 69 cases, spending over 52,000 Ghana cedis of his own funds. I think we can applaud him on that first before I continue. Now, 55 individuals have been successfully reintegrated, with many now engaged in farming, trading, and other livelihoods. His work also involves rescuing people from chains and confinements in shrines and prayer camps, a difficult and sensitive intervention. His model has achieved a 72.5% reintegration rate and has been endorsed by Ghana's Mental Health Authority and regional health leadership. Now, through the Bubume Mental Health Foundation, he's working to scale this approach nationwide, driven by a belief that mental health care should be accessible, humane, and community-based. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't believe me, listen to him.
My name is Reverend Christian Voleto, a physician assistant at Anyani Health Center, a pastor with the Global Evangelical Church, and the CEO of Bubume Mental Health Foundation. I lead a team of nurses, pastors, and some volunteers, and we are offering an integrated community mental health care to these neglected and street-dwelling cases. We first identified them, trace their families for their consent, and then we clean them up. This is followed with consistent follow-ups and reviews. By the grace of God, those that recover, we try hard to get something for them to be doing. So in the last 3 years and 4 months, we have managed 73 cases. 58 of them have recovered, and about 32 are into economic activities. That is to say, they are taking care of themselves. They are either selling, fishing, farming, or they are doing something significant to earn a living. I'm truly honored and humbled to be part of JoyNews Impact Makers Award, because JoyNews Impact Makers Award is a huge platform, and this recognition is a great motivation for myself and my team. JoyNews Impact Makers Award is going to open greater doors for partnerships, for funding, for greater visibility in our communities. We can train a lot more volunteers and build bigger teams that we can reach out to so many cases in other communities, in Angola here, South Town, Volta, and elsewhere in the country.
Now that you've seen the work that he does, this is really inspiring. I mean, a completely neglected part of our national life that he's taking on. Really touching, very inspiring, very emotional indeed. And I have the singular honor of now inviting Ibrahim and Musa to join me up here, because you're going to be handing over that award in recognition of the work that the Reverend has been doing. Please join us here. And ladies and gentlemen, this indeed is a moment of great pride for Reverend and his team. And Ibrahim Musa, thank you for agreeing to hand this award over.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, your JoyNews Impact Maker Health and Social Welfare category this year is Reverend Christian K. Voleto. Please be generous with the applause. Congratulations, Reverend.
A bigger round of applause as he makes his way up here. Reverend, thank you very much. Ghana is indeed proud of you.
Congratulations, Rev.
We can do a better job at recognizing the work. Reverend, thank you very much, and God bless you indeed.
Rev, we definitely would like to hear from you. Rev, don't be quick. Rev, definitely. I can be kind with some 30 seconds, please. I'd like to hear from you. For the Volta region, it must be scary because I come from that place. Please.
All right, thank you very much. I'm actually short of words. I want to say a big thank you to everyone here, JoyNews, Multimedia. Thank you very much. I'm very grateful. My family is grateful, especially my wife, my team, my directorate, the regional health directorate, the Mental Health Authority, and the Director General of Ghana Health Service, who have encouraged me to move on. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Rev is a man of very few words. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, on to the next category, health. This year, Blessed Lantam is a nurse serving at the Curry Chips compound in the Nkwanta South Municipality, a hard-to-reach and conflict-affected area in Ghana's Volta region. Now, even before the conflict, access to healthcare was difficult, now requiring long journeys through forests and rivers. Since the outbreak of the conflict in 2023, services were further disrupted, yet Bless continued providing care through monthly outreach missions with limited support and security escorts. He delivers antenatal care, child immunization, family planning services, nutrition support, and treatment for common illnesses. He also tracks defaulters and ensures children return to vaccination schedules. Bless works closely with communities to identify malnourished children and refer serious cases for treatment. He also supports school attendance by linking out-of-school children to education initiatives. His consistent presence has helped rebuild trust in healthcare and reduce risk of disease outbreaks and maternal complications. He remains one of the few reliable health workers in the area, committed to ensuring that conflict or distance does not deny people of basic care. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Bless Lantam for the health category, and as well, shall we hear from him?
My name is Bless Lantam, a community health nurse and a social impact advocate, working in underserved communities in the Oti region, specifically in Nkwanta South Municipal. My work focuses on improving access to basic health care and providing health education for the vulnerable population. So my motivation comes from seeing real challenges people face in accessing health care. Most of these communities are isolated, and without intervention, preventable conditions can become life-threatening. I lead and support community-based health initiatives, including outreach services, preventive care programs, and health education. I work closely with hard-to-reach communities, often traveling very, very long journeys through forests to provide health services. Through my outreach programs and daily works, hundreds of individuals and families have directly benefited from health services, education, and support. The JoyNews Impact Makers Award is a powerful program that recognizes and amplifies the work of individuals making real change in the grassroots level. It does not only celebrate these individuals, but it also helps to inspire others to also contribute to community development. So this recognition will bring more visibility to the work I do and the community I serve. I believe it will open doors for partnership, also support and bring resources to help expand my impact. This recognition will bring into focus the happenings on the grounds at Nkwanta South Municipal. Mothers are suffering, children are suffering, and the aged are suffering due to the conflict.
Gentlemen, please, a big round of applause for what you've just witnessed there. I certainly and even attempting going to a conflict zone, not alone help the people affected by the conflict. And so one person is risking his own life to do this job. You could do better by simply clapping and acknowledging him. May I invite Doreen Ando, head of the Joy FM Cosmopolitan show. He hosts that show, and she's going to join us. And she's also a judge for the JoyNews Impact Makers Awards. Doreen Ando. You see the way I'm pronouncing it, because I grew up listening to Doreen, and I know that's how it's pronounced. When the name is mentioned. Doreen, thank you very much for agreeing to do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, shall we now welcome Bless Lantam, health category. Congratulations. In contact for years, there's been so much conflict. You are a bold and brave man. Congratulations. Well done. This is the picture we'll frame. Perfect. Yeah. Please, I'd like to hear from you.
I mean,
Evans,
he's put the spotlight on so many people. Today, he's in the spotlight himself. You may say a few words in 30 seconds, please. Thank you very much.
All right. Good evening to you all. Thank you for your presence and thank you for your support. First of all, I'd like to thank my family for the support, because sometimes I go out there and they are always worried about me, but still supporting me. I appreciate my dad so much. The chief of Lungwi, he's sitting right there. My Obotan Jumbo, that is him. Yes, and I also appreciate my wife, Priscilla Sapaku. He's home watching right now. Thank you. And also to JoyNews, thank you for the nomination. And I wouldn't go without mentioning my district health director, Mr. Evans Ativo, and the staff for the continued support. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Thank you so much, Bless, and congratulations. Evans, would you imagine, wife? We need to clap for her, because absolutely. I will tie you with a rope.
Absolutely. If he's doing this, the wife had given permission.
Yes.
So please acknowledge that. And he also came with his chief. Thank you very much, sir. And because he works in conflict areas, I think I stand in the name and on behalf of everybody here to say we should work to bring peace to these communities. Is already risking all his own life and that of many to make sure that those affected by this are taken care of. But imagine how much more impact he will have if we take away the conflict. He can then focus on reaching out to many more. And so I believe we all agree that since we have the chief here, he can send that message back home that we need to work together to promote lasting, sustainable peace. So a round of applause again for the chief, and of course the award winner and his family. Thank you again.
Very well said, Evans. On to the next category, disability and social inclusion. Ladies and gentlemen, for this year we have Anthony Osei. Anthony Osei is a prosthetics and orthotics specialist living with post-polio paralysis, which has shaped both his personal and professional journey. He holds qualification in mechanical engineering and prosthetics and currently serves as an assistant technical director and workshop manager at the Orthopedic Training Center in Nsawam. He designs, fabricates, and repairs prosthetics and supervises clinical services and screens children with physical deformities for early intervention. He also contributes to professional development in Ghana as an examiner for the Allied Health Professional Council and a tutor and guest examiner at a training college. Now, beyond his clinical work, Anthony leads outreach programs across Ghana, delivering assistive devices and care to underserved communities. He collaborates with international and local surgeons to support corrective surgeries for children with limb deformities. His work focuses on improving mobility, independence, and inclusion for persons with disabilities, while strengthening professional standards in his field. Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Osei for the category of disability and social inclusion, and we shall hear from him as well.
My name is Anthony Osei. I hail from Fumisa in the Ashanti region. I'm 41 years old. I'm a mechanical engineer and a certified prosthetist and orthotist working with Orthopedic Training Center in Sawam. Currently, I serve as the workshop manager, a consultant, and the head of the trade team. So the love I have for my work and my patients, I go extra mile to improvise special devices for my clients. This is made possible because of my rich background in mechanical engineering and prosthetists and orthotists. My motivation comes from my personal journey. Being a person with disability myself and having benefited from the services of the Orthopedic Training Center, I'm deeply inspired to give to society. I'm passionate about empowering persons with disability to take charge of their life and rise above their limitations. As part of my outreach works, I lead a team that travels across the southern zone of Ghana to reach patients in hard-to-access communities. During these outreach trips, we screen patients with various deformities, plan surgeries for those who will require orthopedic or surgical intervention, fish out these patients who cannot afford our services because of financial difficulties. I've been doing this work for the past 15 years. During this period, I've been able to impact over 10,000 people and still counting. This award scheme will greatly enhance what I do by attracting stakeholders and partners. With increased support, we can expand our reach and provide essential services to even more people living with disability in Ghana.
Ladies and gentlemen, another inspiring story. Being selfless, one more. Now I understand why Ibrahim Tango said it was a difficult task, because everybody else I've seen here deserves it, but they have to decide the overall one who stands above all, and I'm waiting to hear that name. Ladies and gentlemen, please, a round of applause again for him. And also help me welcome Mr. Benjamin Boachimafo, with that company transforming the landscape across the capital and beyond with the heart. Gold Key Properties. Benjamin Boachimafo will join me up here. Benjamin, thank you very much. Please approach and come and do us the honors of handing over this award. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, shall we now welcome Anthony Osei, receiving the award for the category Disability and Social Inclusion.
A big round of applause for him as he makes his way up here. He's the man who has made it possible. He took his own challenges and turned it into a solution because he could identify with the people. Please. We don't have to. Yeah, you sure? Okay. Thank you. A big round of applause for him. You may say a few words. Thank you.
Congratulations, Anthony.
Allow me to read what I put together. Please. All glory to God Almighty for today. Without Him, I'm nothing, and this award will not be possible. I'm deeply honored to receive this recognition from JoyNews Impact Makers Awards. Thank you for seeing the work I do and seeing that what I do matters and makes impact in the society. To my director and the entire management of Orthopedic Training Center and so on, especially Father Abraham Gibito, who is sitting right there. Thank you very much. Thank you for the platform. Thank you for the push. Thank you for the opportunity to reach this level. God bless you, Father. And to my colleagues at the Orthopedic Training Center's workshop, your continuing work, your hard work inspires me every day. And thank you for what you have been able to do together to impact more lives. This award belongs to all of us. It's a win to the Orthopedic Training Center and the workshop. Every week, I leave home and go to trek, and go on trek. And my wife, who is sitting right there, holds the fort when I'm away. She holds everything together. Our 3 beautiful children, our home, and the life we are building together. As if this was not enough, she became my director when it was time for me to put these things, this video together. She was my director. She was my videographer. She was my photographer. She did everything you see here. Thank you for believing when I didn't believe it yet. Thank you for believing in me. This award is for you as much as it's for me. Thank you, everyone. This award is not just an arrival, but it is a challenge to even do more. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Anthony. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
A bigger round of applause, please. A bigger round of applause. Not only to him, but to the wife who helped him through this period. And thank you again. And our being here today has been made possible by the kind courtesy of a few individuals and organizations that I would like to acknowledge. Magdan Foundation, Empowering Futures, Building Communities. The 10th Ghana CEO Summit and Expo, a decade of leadership impact. WaterAid Ghana, change indeed starts with water. Labadi Beach Hotel, proudly Ghanaian, fiercely global. Ayuda, Ghana's #1 services app Barco, services Bebre. New Crystal Hospital, growing in good health. Sulas Enterprise, where quality meets affordability. Ghana Chamber of Mines, promoting environmentally and socially responsible mining. And Gold Key Properties, transforming the landscape. And we are live tonight on the JoyNews channel. We're also live on Joy Prime, Joy 99.7 FM, and across many social media platforms. And I just wanted to welcome and to say that we are honored to have the Deputy Chief of Staff, Nana Oye Bampuado. Thank you very much for joining us. And there's something about Nana Oye that I have a privilege of knowing. If we had started the JoyNews Impact Makers Award like 15, almost 20 years ago, she would have easily won one of those categories, or possibly the overall category, easily. I say this because I work with her. I mean, I started my life as a human rights reporter, and I collaborated with the CHRI that she led, and we did some great things, rescuing children who have been sold into slavery, little Ajua who had been raped by the grandfather and needed help. I can just go on and on and on. And one of the works that we did, got me to fly to South Africa for the CNN Journalist of the Year Awards for Human Rights category. So indeed, a round of applause for her. And when we were deciding who to invite, it was a no-brainer. I mean, this is the work. Many people know her as, the Nanoye of research, but Nanoye is the Nanoye who had done so much work in this area, helping people, and for nothing really. She did it selflessly. Then I thank you very much for agreeing to be with us indeed. And so, ladies and gentlemen,
yes,
we have another winner.
We definitely have another winner. I will just observe the existing protocol and say that we shall be acknowledging other guests who have joined us. I as well see a former member of parliament, Honorable Barbara Asha AC, who served the Cape Coast North constituency under the NPP regime as well. Thank you for coming and honoring the invitation. Evans, it'll be a good time to go into the next category, disability and social inclusion. And this year we've got Valeria Ajatia, is an amputee advocate who has turned her personal experience into a national support system for amputees in Ghana. She founded Smiles for Hope, an organization focused on peer counseling, emotional rehabilitation, and reintegration for people living with limb loss. Now, through her leadership, she has run over 100 peer support programs and directly reached more than 500 amputees and caregivers in Accra and in Suwon, while over 2,000 people have benefited from her broader outreach. Her trained team of 11 peer counselors work across major hospitals including Kolebu, 37 Military Hospital, Rage, and Tama General Hospital, offering emotional and psychological support before and after amputation. Valeria has also led 6 major symposia that brought together over 1,000 participants to discuss prosthetics, mental health, physiotherapy, and disability rights. Her work is grounded in lived experience, making her a consistent source of hope for amputees navigating trauma, stigma, and recovery. And she continues to show that life after amputation can be rebuilt with dignity, purpose, and community support. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear from Valeria.
My name is Valeria Ajatia. I'm a disability rights advocate and the founder of Smiles of Hope. After my amputation at 7 years, I was going to school when I got knocked down by a car, and that changed my life drastically. It brought about a lot of changes to me, and growing up, the struggles, the stigma, but through it all,
inspiring indeed, and you can see her there using that challenge that she faced as an inspiration to help others. And I'm delighted that we can acknowledge the work that she does in the community. And to help us recognize her is Ahaji Suleimana Ahassan. Is the CEO of Sulas Enterprise. The CEO of Sulas Enterprise, please join me up here. Thank you very much for, again, helping us make this possible. Please, a round of applause to the CEO of Sulas Enterprise, Ahaji Suleimana Hassan. Thank you very much. And he will help us hand over that award, MFA.
Ladies and gentlemen, shall we now welcome Valeria Ajatia for the category Disability and Social Inclusion. Ladies and gentlemen, you must sustain the applause as we welcome her onto the stage. Founder of Smiles of Hope, and has reached more than 500 amputees and caregivers in Accra and in Samom, while reaching over 2,000 people as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Valeria.
Applause, please, Valeria, for the work that she's been doing, and she will share a few words.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for these awards, JoyNews Impact Makers. It's to all of us, amputees in Ghana and beyond, and to say that there is still life after amputation, and no one needs to walk that journey alone. And my team at Smiles of Hope, the amputees that are trained to become counselors to other amputees. This is to us all. Thank you.
Congratulations, Valeria.
Valeria, please, thank you very much indeed. And a big round of applause for her, for the work that she's been doing in her community. Very inspiring, very absolutely inspiring,
Valeria. Sustain the applause so she can take her seat.
Thank you. It makes me wonder how the judges managed to select one overall winner, because all of them deserve that particular award.
Let's open our eyes and look at them well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're still live on the JoyNews channel. We're also still live on Joy Prime and as well on your radio, Joy 99.7. On to the next one for this category, education. And this year we have Faith Akusenyo. Faith Akusenyo is an educator with nearly 13 years of experience, shaped by her upbringing in conflict-affected Bimbilla. Her disrupted education inspired a lifelong commitment to improving learning access for others. She uses innovative teaching methods that combine research-based strategies with digital tools like ChatGPT, Canva, and 3D modeling to make learning more engaging. She has created inclusive learning spaces for students with disabilities and developed flexible teaching approaches for diverse learners. Faith founded several initiatives, including the READ Project, to improve literacy, and Street School Project for out-of-school children, and the Creative Aid Agenda. She has trained over 4,200 people in practical skills. She's also addressed menstrual poverty through the Schoolgirl Rebranded Project and supports incarcerated women through rehabilitation training programs. And her work extends into environmental education, where she promotes recycling, tree planting, and sustainability awareness. Ladies and gentlemen, she has improved education outcomes for students and received major recognition, including Ghana's Most Outstanding Teacher Award in 2023 and global recognition as a finalist for the 2025 Global Teacher Prize. Ladies and gentlemen, our Educator of the Year, Faith Aku-Senyo. Shall we listen to her?
My name is Faith Aku-Jakpasu, Ghana's Most Outstanding Teacher for 2023 and top 50 finalists for the Global Teacher Prize. In my quest to be the change I desire in the lives of the public school learners, through my Rebranded Teacher initiative, designed a lot of interventions that support learners stay in school. One of the numerous initiatives I developed was the Schoolgirl Rebranded initiative. I saw girls always coming to school, stain their dress, and then had no extra sanitary towels to change their oversaturated pads. And so I designed the pad bank that serves as a haven that contains a lot of pads where learners can just go and then pick a pad to change anytime they stay in school. It is an indelible fact that a lot of public school learners struggle to read. And so, based on research-based strategies, I designed the Zesty Sentence model book that I donate freely to schools, the Read 101 initiative model that serves as a guide to support learners to take their time and then read to understand well. One of many missions initiative also has about 30 orphans under our umbrella that we cater for. We provide their basic essentials for them to be comfortable. Rebranded Teacher initiative also trains teachers. So we have trained over thousands of teachers across Ghana through various contemporary teaching strategies that will help them elevate their lessons. We designed the Teacher Spice Pack that has 10 highly effective research-based strategies that help teachers to elevate their lessons. I take inspiration from the words of Albert Spine that says that what we do for ourselves dies, but what we do for others remains and is immortal. I believe this award scheme is going to highlight on the works we do as impact makers. So people who are interested in what we do will come as partners for us to be the change we desire in the lives of the public school child and then the community as well.
And a round of applause. Great work indeed. And this challenge is one that we all see play out in our communities. And I'm delighted to say, to help us recognize the work, is George Etrie, who is the Chief Financial Controller at the New Crystal Hospital. George, thank you very much for agreeing to do us the honors. MF.
Evans, shall we now welcome Faith Aku-Senyo, receiving the award for the category of education.
Ladies and gentlemen, Faith, as she makes her way up here.
That's not Faith. She has to explain to us where Faith is. You receive the award and come and give us the explanation. But congratulations to her wherever she is.
Okay, good evening everyone. Okay, so I'm here as a team member of Madam Faith's organization, everything she does. Currently, she's outside the country. She's in the UK. As the video said, she's representing the country on an educational mission. So currently she's not here. She tried everything possible to be here, but she wasn't able to come. So on behalf of Madam Faith and the whole team, her husband is also here, and then one of our team members, we say thank you so much from a happy place and from a very, very, very glad place. We say thank you for the recognition and for the nomination and for this. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much, team member. Do you tell us your name?
My name is Joanna.
Joanna, thank
Ando.
you. Okay, well, you see why you had to say it. Well, thank you so much, Joanna, and congratulations to Faith as well. Evans, on to the next category, Girl Child Development. And this year we have Mrs. Alberta Aite. She's a dietitian and educator with 25 years of experience dedicated to girl child empowerment in Ghana. And she co-founded the Anang Foundation, inspired by her grandmother, to address limited opportunities and early school dropouts among girls in rural communities. Now, through Anang, she has supported over 1,500 girls in the Shai, Usudoku, and Lower Manya Krobo districts with mentorship, education, support, leadership training, and menstrual hygiene education. The foundation also runs programs such as the Go Girls Initiative, Youth Summit, and entrepreneurial training. Her work has helped improve school retention, academic performance, and transition to higher education, with many beneficiaries now in tertiary institutions, serving as peer mentors. She's also extended support to boys through complementary programs and ensuring inclusive development. Over more than a decade, her efforts have created a strong pipeline of confident, educated young people, particularly girls who now pursue careers and leadership roles previously considered out of reach. Ladies and gentlemen, shall we now hear from Alberta Seiram Ajua Anang Aite.
Hi, I'm Alberta Seiram Ajua Ananga Aite. I'm a teacher and a registered dietitian. And I'm also the Anang Foundation CEO and founder. Anang Foundation is located or operates in the Shai Usudoku and then the Lower Manya Krobo district of Ghana. We empower young girls, ensure that they are well empowered enough to stand on their own and then face challenges in life. It is my desire to see that girls are doing well, becoming equal, level-headed with their male counterparts. That's how come we started the empowerment program. The past 11 years now, we have been able to reach out to about 28 communities in both Shai Usudoku and then Lower Manya Krobo district. We have been able to impart about 2,000 girls because every time we run our programs, we mobilize girls, not only the girls that are in the foundation, but all other girls join in the program. This recognition will help amplify the work that we do. It will help people get to know that indeed we are doing something. Even normally when people support or help you to undertake a project, they don't think you have really used their funds well. So for us to be recognized, it's going to make them know that indeed we were not joking, we were really doing something. We want to actually reach to other communities. We've gotten calls to come to the Volta region, to the Eastern region, but without any recognition, we are unable to. But now we can do it.
And I want to invite Fifi Kumsin, is the General Manager Joy Brands Multimedia Group, to do us the honors, and we'll be welcoming that great lady Alberta up here to MFR.
Ladies and gentlemen, kindly be quiet with the applause. Congratulations, Alberta. Congratulations to Alberta.
This is the doing of the Lord. And I want to say thank you to everyone here. I'd like to say a big thank you to my family, especially my grandmother who nurtured me and taught me to love and be compassionate. I'd like to say thank you to my family, my husband, my children, Samuel, Cece, Avery, my auntie, my mother, everyone. And then my teammates, the people who have always stood behind me to be able to do the work that I do when we go to the villages, when we go for camping. They are always with me, my teammates. I say thank you a lot. And to the Queen Mother of Shai Usudoku and Fair Trade Limited, I say a big thank you to them for all that they have done. There are a lot of people that have helped one way or the other. I say a big thank you. Joy FM, thank you. JoyNews, thank you. God bless you all. Thank you.
Congratulations to you, Alberta.
Thank you very, very much. And we are live on the Joy News channel, live on Joy 99.7 FM. We are also live this evening on the Joy Prime channel and across our many social media platforms, making it possible for us to come to your homes and to put this together and reward and acknowledge the individuals here making such a difference in your communities. But one of those organizations who've been with us from the onset is the Magdan Foundation, and I'm delighted that I could invite Leonora Apia, who's the Director of Special Projects, to give us a brief message from the foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Leonora Apia with the Magdan Foundation. He's the director there in charge of special projects, and this partnership has been a good one. Please, a round of applause to Leonora.
Good evening.
Okay, so we've got to be kind with the applause. How about that? And then I'll just take the moment to as well remind you that this is the 2026 edition of the Joy News Impact Makers Awards. We're recognizing, together with you and our sponsors, we're recognizing ordinary people doing amazingly in their communities, doing extraordinary exploit and impact. Are you ready? Perfect.
Thank you, and sorry for the delay. Good evening, distinguished guests, organizers, partners, honorees, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Dr. Macaulay, popularly known as Magdan, my name is Leonora, and I'm giving the speech on his behalf. It is a great privilege for me to convey warm greetings on behalf of Dr. Daniel Macaulay, who is unable to be here in person tonight, but whose heart and commitment to impact excellence, human, remain deeply connected to this remarkable gathering. Tonight's Impact Makers Awards 2026 is more than an award ceremony. It is a celebration of purpose. It is a reminder that true greatness is not measured only by wealth, status, or influence, but by lives we touch and the opportunities we create, and the hope we restore in others. Every awardee being recognized this evening represents courage, sacrifice, resilience, innovation, and service. In a world often overwhelmed by division, hardship, and doubt, you have chosen to become lights in your communities. You have chosen to build instead of destroy, to impart instead of discourage, and to lead with compassion instead of indifference. For this, Chairman Macaulay celebrates you wholeheartedly. As a businessman and philanthropist, Chairman Macaulay strongly believes that success must never exist in isolation from humanity. The true value of leadership is found in how many people rise because of your influence. A meaningful life is one that leaves behind opportunities, empowers the vulnerable, uplifts community, inspires future generations to dream bigger. The world we live in today urgently needs more impact makers. We need people who would stand for integrity when corruption becomes convenient. We need leaders who would choose service over selfishness. We need citizens who understand that the smallest act of kindness can transform a life forever. Humanity cannot survive on ambition alone. It survives on compassion, unity, and collective responsibility. Dr. Macaulay's lifelong pursuit has always been anchored on excellence and creation of quality communities where people can thrive with dignity, hope, and opportunity. He believes that when businesses invest in people, when leaders empower the youth, when society protects women and children, and when community prioritizes education, innovation, and discipline, nation becomes stronger and the future becomes brighter. Tonight, therefore, we should not only inspire celebration, but reflection. Let this evening challenge all of us to ask ourselves, what impact are we making? What legacy are we building? And how are we using our positions, talents, resources, and voices to improve the lives of others? Because at the end of the day, history remembers not only those who achieve success, but those who use success to change the world around them. To all the award recipients, congratulations once again. May this recognition strengthen your resolve to continue pushing boundaries, breaking barriers, and serving humanity with excellence. Your work matters, your sacrifice matters, your impact matters. On behalf of Dr. Daniel Macaulay, I commend the organizers of Impact Makers Awards 2026 for creating a platform that honors purpose-driven leadership and celebrates people whose actions continue to shape society positively. May we leave here tonight inspired to become better leaders, better citizens, better human beings. Together, let us continue building a world defined not only by progress, but by compassion, opportunity, and lasting impact. Thank you very much, and God bless us all.
Thank you very much indeed, and thank you for your partnership. And we look forward to partnering with you next year also. That is the Magdan Foundation. I also want to quickly invite Benjamin Boachimafo with Goki Properties. Goki Properties have been a very good partner also. And Benjamin, thank you also very much for helping put this together and to put in your resources that makes it setting that we can recognize these great men and women.
Good evening, distinguished guests, organizers, nominee, winners, members of the media, and valued partners. On behalf of Gold Key Properties, I would like to express our sincere appreciation for the opportunity to be part of this remarkable event. It is truly an honor for us to sponsor and celebrate a platform that recognizes events, excellence, hard work, innovation, and impact within our nation. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate all nominees and winners. Being recognized on a platform such as this is a testament to your dedication, resilience, and commitment to excellence. Your efforts continue to inspire many people, and tonight we celebrate not only your achievements, but also the positive influence you have on the society. At Gold Key Properties, we believe that success goes beyond business. As a company committed to creating value and improving lives through quality real estate development, we also recognize the importance of giving back to society and supporting meaningful initiatives that align with our values. Our decision to come on board and support this event was driven by our belief in empowerment, community development, and celebration of excellence. We strongly believe that when individuals and organizations are recognized for their contributions, it inspires others to strive for greater impact and positive change. This initiative aligns perfectly with our corporate social responsibility goals, which focus on supporting programs and activities that contribute to education, health, and environment. At Gold Key Properties, we are passionate about building not just homes, but stronger communities and meaningful relationships that creates lasting impact. I would also like to take this opportunity to encourage corporate Ghana to continue supporting initiatives such as this. Events like these play an important role in motivating excellence, empowering individuals, and creating opportunities for future generations. Through collaborations and partnerships, we can collectively contribute to growth and development of our society. As we celebrate tonight's achievements, let us continue to uplift one another, invest in impactful initiatives, and work together towards a brighter future for our communities and our nation as a whole. Once again, congratulations to all nominees and winners. We wish you continued success in your endeavors, and we look forward to seeing even greater achievements from each of you in the years ahead. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Benjamin, thank you very much. This is the JoyNews Impact Makers Awards 2026, and we are delighted to have you all joining us from wherever you are. Welcome to the Labadi Beach Hotel. Welcome to JoyNews, Joy 99.7 FM. Welcome to the Joy Prime, and welcome the millions watching on our many social media platforms. And I've been looking forward to this moment where I can invite a woman who stood in his own right decades ago and has done this for years and for decades, helping communities, and has risen through the ranks and is now in a position to impact, but also to leverage on her influence in government to touch even more lives. He is in a position to expand exponentially the work that he's done in private practice, in civil society, and the communities. And I'm delighted that she's coming to stand before her own peers, those who were doing it right now, and share some thoughts with us. It is a highlight, one of the highlights of this program. So you would have to help me with a resounding round of applause as we welcome our special guest of honor to deliver her keynote speech. Ladies and gentlemen, the Deputy Chief of Staff, Nana Oye Bampo Ado. A round of applause, please. A bigger one indeed.
We have a tummy joke, and he's winning it. His tummy is getting flatter and flatter and flatter. Congratulations. Good evening to you all. It's very warm-hearting to be here and to hear the stories of the awardees, the JoyNews Impact Makers. Congratulations to you. So to the General Manager of Joy Brands and Multimedia Group, to our distinguished judges of the JoyNews Impact Makers Awards 2026, to our sponsors, awardees, ladies and gentlemen. I want to begin by saluting the Multimedia Group. For decades, you have done more than to broadcast. You have held the mirror to our nation. You have amplified our voices, and you have reminded us who we are and who we can become. From the legendary late Komla Dumo, who carried Ghana's flag to the furthest corners of the world and made us stand very tall, to the very many remarkable journalists and storytellers who continue that legacy today, the Multimedia Group have consistently made Ghana proud, and we thank you. And tonight, the JoyNews Impact Makers Awards is even more profound. You are telling ordinary Ghanaians that what they do as Ghanaians matters, that their sweat, their empathy, their sacrifice, and their quiet service in communities that the world does not always see, Multimedia Group will see, and it is worthy of celebration. Thank you for this as well. Ladies and gentlemen, it was the 35th President of the United States of America, John F. Kennedy, who said, and I'll paraphrase slightly, "Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country." These words were spoken in 1961, but they are more relevant tonight than they have ever been. This is because the greatest challenge of our time is not the absence of government. It is the presence of citizens like you who are waiting for someone to fix the road, for someone to build a school, for someone else to become the change. But today's awardees did not wait. They became the change and the intervention. Look around the world at where the greatest changes have come from. We start from the United States of America in the 1950s. Dr. Jonah Salk, the son of poor Jewish immigrants who never went to college, refused to accept that polio should continue crippling and killing children. He worked without resting. He declined to patent his vaccines so that no child anywhere would be priced out of that protection. And he changed the health of the entire world. He did not wait for someone richer or more powerful. He acted himself. In Kenya in 1977, we had Professor Wangari Maathai, a university lecturer and a mother who looked around at the deforested hills in her community. What did she do? She gave the villagers and women seedlings with a very simple instruction: plant, plant, and plant. What began as a conversation between neighbors became the Green Belt movement, and they planted over 51 million trees. They restored livelihoods, and eventually she earned the Nobel Peace Prize. She was the first African woman to receive the Nobel Prize. Then again in Bangladesh in the 1970s, Mohammed Yunus watched a woman making bamboo stools and earned almost nothing because she could not afford to buy her own raw materials and was trapped in debt to middlemen.
he lent 27 US dollars and split that between 42 women from his own pockets. This act of faith translated into the Grameen Bank, which has since disbursed billions of dollars in microloans to millions of the world's poorest people, proving that the poor are not the problem to be managed, but a potential to be unlocked. This is the lesson. Change in every case began not with a government announcement or foreign aid. It began with a citizen who looked at a problem, felt personally responsible for that problem, and decided to act to solve the problem. Look at what we are celebrating here tonight. Positive impacts in health, education, disability, inclusion, girl-child development, water, sanitation, WASH, youth development, corporate community impacts. The economy of a nation is not built only in parliament and in political offices. It is built in every school that gets a new desk, every borehole that replaces a dirty stream, every girl who can stay in class because someone, like some of our awardees, cared enough to make that possible. To all awardees tonight, these awards are not full stops, so please do not stop. They are commas to spur you on to much greater impacts. Ghana still needs you and needs more people like you. On behalf of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, I reaffirm the commitment of government to creating the conditions for more awardees, for more Ghanaians to thrive. Entrepreneurship support, training, youth-led business development, tolerance, inclusion, and genuine opportunities for the young and the young at heart to be useful in their communities. Ayiko, congratulations to all winners. Congratulations to the overall impact maker of the year 2026. You all remind us tonight of what Ghana truly is. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Nanoye Bampo Ado. And trust me, you could do a far better job at that. And indeed, you are still live across the world on our social media platforms, on Joy 99.7 FM, on the JoyNews channel, on the Joy Prime channel also.
Well, Evans, it must be a big relief. First six, they know they're faked, but let's move on to the next set. On to the next category, health. Amos Andor is a sickle cell advocate living with the SC genotype, whose personal health journey has shaped his mission to reduce the burden of sickle cell disease in Ghana. Diagnosed at age 6, he experienced severe pain crisis and early medical warnings about limited life expectancy. Now, despite these challenges, he pursued education and journalism before founding the Focus on Sickle Cell Foundation. The organization focuses on awareness creation, genotype screening, and policy advocacy. His work contributed to the inclusion of sickle cell treatment under Ghana's national health insurance. And his long-term vision is to reduce new cases of sickle cell disease in Ghana through education, early testing, and policy change, with the aim of expanding impact across Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, let's listen to Amos Andor.
My name is Amos Andor.
founder and executive director of Focus on Sickle Cell Foundation. I'm a Ghanaian youth leader, health advocate, and practicing journalist dedicated to reducing the burden of sickle cell disease. At Focus on Sickle Cell Foundation, one of our key innovations is the Fossil comic strip education model, which uses storytelling to teach children and young people about sickle cell disease and genotype compatibility. The pilot phase of the comic strips has already been implemented in some basic schools in the Efutu municipality, Winneba, in the central region. Beyond that, we have reached thousands through school outreach programs, community engagement, and national media platforms. We also organize initiatives like the National Sickle Cell Fan Fair, combining entertainment with free genotype screening and education. At the policy level, I champion the inclusion of sickle cell treatments under the National Health Insurance Scheme, NHIS. We are advocating for integration of sickle cell education in Ghana's JHS and SHS curriculum by embedding it into subjects like science, social studies, guidance and counseling, supported by Fossil's comic strip education model. My motivation is deeply personal. I'm a person living in sickle cell genotype SC. I've lived with pain, stigma, and lack of awareness. I was told I might not live beyond 25 years when I was diagnosed at 6 years with sickle cell disease. I do what I'm doing today because I believe no child should come on this earth to suffer. So far, we have impacted thousands of people across Ghana, and we are working towards to impact in tens of thousands of people, eventually millions across Ghana. The JoyNews Impact Makers Awards will amplify our work, and it will help us to gain visibility, credibility, and strengthens our scope to get more sponsorship.
He is alive and kicking after being told she will live to 25. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause to that young man there. Inspiring indeed. I want to invite Rita Kusi-Trewa. He's the former executive director of the Ghana Federation of Disability Organizations and Impact Makers Judge to help us do the honors. And we invite the young man up here.
Amos Ando, congratulations to you, Amos.
Thank you, everyone. I quote from Psalm 20, verse 7. The Bible says, "Some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we trust in the name of the Lord our God." And that has keeping me alive. This citation and then awards goes to the sickle cell warriors across the country. In fact, sickle cell disease is really popular in Ghana. About 18,000 babies are born annually living with sickle cell disease. Yet, the awareness of sickle cell disease is quite low. Sickle cell has become a whole issue in Ghana. And when warriors like myself raise our voice, you should know that it's not something we should joke in quotes about it. I thank the Ministry of Health. I thank the National Health Insurance Authority. I met Dr. Victor Asaribampo, the CEO of NHIA. And from there, Fossil's life has changed totally. He has given Focus on Sickle Cell Foundation a backup that every event that we do, NHIA come in and support us. We thank Dr. Victor Asaribampo and his deputies, including the Ministry of Health, the Sector Minister, Honorable Kwabena Minta Akando. And then also to all the Fossil Foundation team, I say Aiku. Whilst the Deputy Chief of Staff is here, let me use one stone to kill two birds. Dear Deputy Chief of Staff, I've written a policy proposal of which I copied Minister in charge of Education and Parliament selected Education, and then also minority and majority decks to include sickle cell education in our national curriculum. I believe this is a good way to go. As I said, we sickle cell warriors, sometimes when you go to hospitals, the medication itself is not even enough for us at all. We plead that if sickle cell is being inculcated in our curriculum, it will help.
Okay, thank you.
Next year, we are going to have a lot of programs throughout. By next month is World Sickle Cell Awareness Day on June 19th. Fossil Foundation is going to launch One Ghana Genotype campaign. And this One Ghana Genotype campaign seeks to promote genotype screening across the country for free. We believe that when the youth begins to know their genotype, it will help.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see you or to launch with us so that everything will be going on well. Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Thank you
God bless
much.
all the sickle cell warriors across Ghana.
Thank you very much, Amos.
Thank you very much, Amos. On to the next category, health and women empowerment. Isabella Akoba is a teacher and social entrepreneur with 15 years of experience focused on menstrual health and girls' empowerment. Her work is shaped by personal and classroom experiences that revealed how menstrual challenges affect girls' education and confidence. She founded the Amazing Girls Foundation, which promotes menstrual equity and ensures girls have access to affordable and sustainable hygiene products. In 2025 alone, her foundation reached over 6,000 girls and women with education and menstrual products. And I can go on and on about Isabella Akwaba. But ladies and gentlemen, let's hear from her.
I'm Miss Isabella Akwaba. I am a classroom teacher with 15 years of experience. I am the founder of the Amazing Girls Foundation. I operate a manufacturing hub in Senyabregu, where we produce high-quality, eco-friendly, reusable sanitary products. My project focuses on ending period poverty. At Amazing Girls Foundation, we are building a social enterprise that trains local women to sew this reusable sanitary pad and create jobs. My motivation comes from my personal struggles I had with my menstrual health, and also seeing my students missing school every month. I am doing this to make sure that no girl in Ghana should ever have to sacrifice her education for her dignity. Within a space of 7 years, the Amazing Girls Foundation have been able to reach 16,000 girls and women from the rural communities in Ghana. We live under the mercies of corporate societies, organizations, individuals who come in to buy or purchase the reusable sanitary pad. Then we use the proceeds to also scale up our production, pay local women's stipends, and also run the rest of our program. I see these awards as a powerful platform for light. It shines on the grassroots solutions and also encourages social entrepreneurs like myself to keep building for a better future for our country.
Very much, and I would like to invite Dr. Ben Okra, he's Executive Director of the Ghana Philanthropy Forum and the Impact Makers Judge, to help us with the honors. Thank you very much. And we also want to invite, please join us to receive your award.
Isabella Akoba, congratulations, health and women empowerment.
A big round of applause to Isabella. Wonderfully dressed too.
tonight, I am being reminded of a girl I met in my classroom some years ago. She was brilliant and she was eager, but she was absent. She wasn't absent because she didn't want to learn. She was absent because her own biology had become a barrier she couldn't afford to cross. Standing here tonight is a consistent effort, and I'm indeed grateful for JoyNews for this incredible award. And this award doesn't just belong to me. This award belongs to all the women at our manufacturing hub who stitch every reusable sanitary kit with love. This award belongs to all the girls we are yet to reach this year 2026. And to every girl watching me tonight, your cycle isn't your setback, it is your strength. And so far as I'm pursuing this course, I will ensure it never stands in the way of your dreams. To my noble board of directors here, thank you for walking this journey with me. Thank you, Ghana. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Congratulations to you, Isabella Akwabwa. On to the next. Dr. Senyo Success Bomita is a medical doctor and development leader working through Hope for Ghana to improve health, education, water access, and livelihoods. During COVID-19, he supported over 40 communities by distributing protective equipment, installing hand washing stations, and providing health education. He's also helped more than 40,000 people enroll to renew their national health insurance scheme membership. His work in education includes building schools equipped with libraries, ICT labs, solar power, and water systems. He supported additional learning facilities and trained young people through apprenticeship to improve employability. And in water and sanitation, he's drilled over 120 boreholes across multiple regions. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Senyo Bomita, Education and WASH.
Hello, my name is Senyo Success Bomita from Akachi in the Volta region. I'm a humanitarian leader and Vice President of Operations at Hope for Ghana, where I work with a dedicated team to deliver sustainable development across underserved communities all throughout the country. Our work focuses on improving access to clean water, quality education, medical relief, and youth empowerment. Over the years, we've built 5 schools, 13 libraries and computer labs, over 120 boreholes. We've helped many health facilities, enrolled over 40,000 people onto NHIS, and we've implemented programs that empower young people with practical skills and opportunity. My motivation comes from my upbringing. Growing up in rural Ghana, I witnessed firsthand the daily struggles for basic needs such as clean drinking water. And that experience shaped my commitment to creating lasting community-driven solutions. I've been doing this work for over 8 years, and together with my team, we've impacted tens of thousands of lives across multiple regions in Ghana. As an Ever proverb says, when dancers are told they may break their backs, they are inspired to dance even more. This recognition is a great motivation for me and for my entire team. It will strengthen our work by increasing awareness, building partnerships, and also expanding our reach to serve more communities as we remain committed to serving until the name Hope for Ghana becomes a household name.
A big round of applause to him, and I want to invite Mr. Benjamin Siriano. Benjamin Siriano, please help me do the honors. He's the CEO of Ayuda Hub Limited.
Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Dr. Senyo Success Bomita. Let's welcome him to receive his award.
A big round of applause to Senyo as he makes his way to receive his recognition. Senyo, thank you very much for that great work.
Senyo's got a very bright smile. Congratulations.
you, everyone present here. Good evening to you all. And everyone watching, I just want to say thank you. And first of all, I would like to make just a little correction. My name is Changemakers Bomita, and I work with a dedicated team headed by Dr. Steve Green. So there is a mix-up with me becoming a doctor tonight. And I take it as a prophecy. It will come to pass. Thank you so much. And this award isn't just for me, but it's for the whole team at Hope for Ghana, where we are making real impact. We believe that impact will be more meaningful when communities are all involved. And so I thank all the communities that we are serving, from the Volta region, Eastern region, Bono East region, Ahafo region, to the Ashanti region and the Northern region. And we are hoping to spread all throughout Ghana until the name Hope for Ghana becomes a household name. Until every child has access to quality education. Until every family drinks clean and safe water. Thanks to all of you. Thanks to Dr. Steve Green. Thanks to my supporting family right there. Thanks to the Aveno Traditional Council for not giving me. Once they heard that the son of the land sent a representation to be here. Thank you so much. And thanks to Dr. Joel Duya Afi in the Bono East region for the nomination. God richly bless you all. To Akachi, everyone in Akachi is watching right now. I say we have won. Thank you. God bless
you.
Very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, on to the next category, education and sports. Unfortunately, we've got to rush this because of time. Felix Akonta Akako is a community developer from Ketu South who has invested heavily in education, infrastructure, and youth development. He built a complete school complex from kindergarten to junior high level, which now serves nearly 1,000 children. He also pays teacher salary to support its operation. He has sponsored about 50 students to senior high school and continues to provide infrastructure support, including staff housing, cement donations, and renovation materials to schools and religious institutions. Beyond education, Felix has built key community facilities such as police station, public toilet, and church, improving safety and sanitation in the area. Ladies and gentlemen, Felix Akonta doing the work of God. Let's hear him.
I'm Akonta Felix Akakpo, Tombi Temvi II, the Youth and Development Chief of Afro Traditional Council in Ketu South of the Volta region. I'm a CEO of Akonta Foundation, and we are into education, health, and sports development. I built 9-unit classroom for Lente Bute Community Basic School, and I'm currently building another 6-unit classroom block for the same school. I provide free and compulsory education to over 1,300 learners in the same school, and also pay monthly allowance to 18 teachers currently in the school. I also built 3-bedroom, 2-unit for Aplau Senior High School to be used by the assistant headmaster and then the headmaster. And I'm currently building a clinic in all the 5 senior high school within the Ketu South. Renovated Women Agronomist Community Basic School, and I'm currently building another 3-unit classroom block at Juta Community Basic School. I'm currently building Ashote Park at Avremel Community Basic School. I'm also building another sport complex at Yamen for Education Directorate. For non-educational projects, I built a chief compound with nurses' quarters. I built police station with police quarters. I built water system. I built modern toilets, and I also constructed about 50-kilometer road within the Ketu South. I'm currently building health directorates for Ketu South municipality at the cost of 14 milligrams. My motivation is that I came to realize that Ketu South is a very big constituency, and government as a whole couldn't do enough to help the people of Ketu South. So I came in to support. I've been doing this job since 2015. Over 100,000 people have benefited from what I do, especially the students.
This is philanthropist in the true sense of the word. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome MFI Gifty W, who is the Chief Executive Officer of MNC. Do us the honors. Thank you very much, MFA, for agreeing to do this.
Evans, let's welcome Mr. Felix Akonta Akapo for doing all of that for his community, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, Felix Akapo. That's the man.
Yeah.
That's the man as he makes his way up here. Thank you for doing this. Thank you.
Let's sustain the applause, ladies and gentlemen. That sounds like a whole government.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Ghana. All began when I decided to provide free and compulsory education to my people at Aflao, precisely Lente Hotel. And all of a sudden, I realized that there are a lot of jobs to be done in our various communities. And I also realized that government couldn't do anything meaningful to help the people at Aflao. Most of our communities, roads, schools, hospitals, they are all in bad shape. So I decided to come strongly to also support. So we're actually doing our best, and in the next few years, I believe that we'll be able to solve at least 50% of our problem. And I'm here with my family, my wife, my sister, my junior brother. I'll say thank you to them. And I'm also dedicating this award to all the youth in Ketu South, especially the youth in all the 3 zones, the 3 traditional council, the Aflao traditional council, the Kliko traditional council, and then the Some traditional council. I believe that together we can work together to make an impact in our community. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Very, very much. And I just want to say thank you to the family seated right in the corner there. They came all the way to show support, and we are grateful. A round of applause to him.
Ladies and gentlemen, Evans is not solicited, but I can see that Volta region is winning. It looks like we're, yeah. Well, on to the next category, WASH and Women Empowerment. Dr. Anthony Akunzule is a philanthropist whose work spans water access education, women's empowerment, and livelihood support in rural Ghana. He's funded boreholes in schools, improving access to clean water, reducing absenteeism, and supporting school gardens that enhance nutrition and learning. He empowers women through microfinance support for small businesses such as food processing, basket weaving, and trading. These initiatives have improved household incomes and reduced poverty in rural communities. He also sponsors students in various professional fields, including nursing, teaching, and medicine, while providing learning materials and uniforms to needy pupils. Ladies and gentlemen, shall we listen to Dr. Anthony Akunzole?
My name is Dr. Anthony Akunzule, founder and executive director of the Ghana Poultry Network. What I do is to facilitate formation of women groups around the country. Groups that I have supported that are functional and operational in the country are Women Poultry and Livestock Association of women groups based in Bolgatanga, Women in Poultry Value Chain based in Accra, National Women in Beekeeping, Atushare Women Development Society, then the Yuan Women Association, Natumia Women Association, and the Inyaraka Women Association. Giving back to society. Whatever I am today is due to what society has given me. So I think in my little way, I should also help women, especially. I have been doing this for the last 29 years. To me, this is a very laudable and important initiative of JoyNews. Why? It's because this award encourages people to go out of their shares and help support society. I hope to use this award to seek for more funding from my NGOs that support me so that I can extend more support to facilitate more women groups, to empower them to do their businesses, to do farming, to do livestock, and other things that can bring them incomes.
And thank you for doing that. WASH and Women Empowerment. I want to invite Leonora Pia, Director of Special Projects at McDan Foundation, to help us do the honors. And I also definitely want to invite the man who's
Dr.
made that work possible.
Akunzele. Ladies and gentlemen, supporting women in rural Ghana. Women Empowerment.
Women Empowerment, and indeed, it comes with...
There you go. Congratulations.
A big round of applause, please. A big round of applause in acknowledgement of the work that he's done. And it makes sure to come here with the woman who empowered him. Thank you very much.
Hear short speech by Dr. Akunzele.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, fellow awardees. First, we have to thank the Almighty God. Second, we thank Multimedia Group for this recognition that goes beyond the boundaries of Ghana. Sometimes when people attribute you to something, it might be true. In my office, I have a nickname. And my nickname is what? Women President. So if today I am given an award as Women Empowerment, it means that in my office, they see what I do to support women. And what do I do? They know that when there's a meeting, I will talk for women. If we have to say list people for this and that, I'll say include women. My wife is here. She's here because whatever I do, like they say, our women groups, she gives me the encouragement that include women, include women. Thank you. So, I dedicate this award my lovely wife, Mary Agangba. She is the commander of the Manta Squadron of the Ghana Police Service. Then I also dedicate this award to my spiritual leader, Father Francis Adagwene. He's sitting there. Then to my partners, I can't name all of them, but I'll name my water and sanitation partner called Drilling for Hope, USA. All the boreholes that we have done in the Upper East region is through our partnership and through her sponsorship. I congratulate her. Then second, my partner is called Serving Christ Ministries, USA. She helps us with sponsorship for our students. Right now, I have 2 students at the university, UDS, doing medicine, and we are sponsoring them. Today, one of my nursing students has graduated from UHAS she has done her registered nursing. From there, she did her degree. So there's a lot I can talk, but for time, I will also say
thank you very much.
So kind.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Dr. Anthony Akuzule. And he thought he was empowering women. Indeed, he was doing so, but a woman was empowering him.
That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, and Evans, the last recipients for the 12 categories before we go to the ultimate winner for the night. We're going to Cape Coast. Now, yeah, you want to clap for me? Well, so the Cape Coast Youth Development Association is a youth-focused organization committed to empowerment, education, and community development in Cape Coast. It supports young people through mentorship, counseling, scholarships, and academic competitions. The organization has distributed thousands of educational materials and support to students in pursuing careers in fields like medicine, law, and technical education. CCYDA also runs skills training and entrepreneurship programs in areas such as fashion, photography, and event planning, helping reduce youth unemployment and promote self-reliance. Its health and community program includes free screening, NHIS registration support, cleanup exercise, and environmental campaigns, and I can go on and on and on. But let's listen to the rest of what they do in this video.
My name is Stephen Fossen, Cape Coast Youth Development Association founding member and organizer. Cape Coast Youth Development Association was founded 27th February 2010. The association is committed to transform the youth of Cape Coast.
Hello, I'm Reverend Kwabres Yogabra of Cape Coast Youth Development Association, chairman of the association. And since from its inception, what motivated us as executives to come by this association was that we realized that the youth are the future leaders. We decided to bring on board this association to be able to nurture the youth.
I am Josiah Yogabra, the General Secretary for Cape Coast Youth Development Association. Over the past 16 years, we've been very phenomenal so far as development of Cape Coast is concerned. And at the educational level, we've been given scholarships. We also empower youth through free skills training. In terms of cleanup exercise, we normally do it on quarterly basis in Cape Coast, both Cape Coast North and Cape Coast South. We organize free health screening, help individuals to renew their NHIS cards, and even enroll people on the new health insurance scheme.
My name is Edwina Gilda Annan, advisory board member for Cape Coast Youth Development Association. Over the years, our initiative have impacted thousands of lives. We have supported over 1,600 students into senior high schools, distributed more than 21,000 exercise books, and empowered thousands of youth through skill training and mentorship programs.
I am Daniel Kwamena Esau, the Financial Secretary to the Cape Coast Youth Development Association. Many thanks for this kind of recognition as far as the Impact Makers Award is concerned. This award will go a long way to broaden our prospects in terms of enhancing our visibility, deepening our corporate partnership with other institutions, and also ignite our level of commitment towards impact making.
A big round of applause for the work that the Youth Association is doing there. I want to invite Ibrahim Tanko. Ibrahim Tanko, please help us do the honors. He is the Executive Director of Star Ghana Foundation and Chairman of the JoyNews Impact Makers Awards. Please a round of applause for him. And we can invite the Cape Coast Youth Development Association to come up here and receive that recognition you so well deserve. And look at them. Beautiful, young, vibrant combination of men and women doing the Lord's work.
The entire Cape Coast is here. Wow. Congratulations.
A big round of applause. And thank you very much for letting me student tonight to watch. I'll take a brief 30-second message from the Youth Association.
Thank you very much. Our special guest of honor, Nana Oye Bampo Ado, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good evening to you. Ogwa Akoto, MFA. Akoto, please give us a big round of applause. This is a great honor for the Cape Coast Youth Development Association. To the Almighty God, we say thank you for His grace and blessings. To our life patron, Ugwahin Osaberama Dr. Kwesi Atta II, and Omahima Nana Ikuya Brochi the First, we deeply appreciate your continuous support and guidance. And to our chief patron, this is an amazing personality in Ghana, Dr. James Kondia Lindsay, for your dedication, your support, hard work, and commitment. He supported over 20 people in Cape Coast. Some are in the law school, some are in the medical school, and so many amazing things. He has been supporting this group, this association over the years. We are grateful to have you as our chief patron. To the good people of Cape Coast, we couldn't have achieved anything without you. We love you. Please let us continue to work hard. Cape Coast is the citadel of education and the hub of tourism. And we know that with this award, we're going to make Cape Coast greater. Thank you very much, distinguished ladies and gentlemen.
Congratulations to the Cape Coast Youth Association, and that will be the final for the award recipients.
So we've seen what they've been doing over the last year. We've seen the work, we've seen the toil, the sacrifices, all 12 of them. Now we know. So, who is the ultimate winner? Who is the ultimate winner tonight? Is it the Ogwakoto? Oh, I see. Yeah, they have the loudest voice, yes. We've seen the work being done by the Reverend. We've seen the fantastic work on the pod. We've seen great insights from the philanthropists. We've seen the sickle cell. So who wins tonight? Moment of truth just about to unfold. And I see the young man who is leading the sickle cell is beginning to lick the lips. He's buried his face in his palm. Yes, we'll fold it pretty shortly. Just before we do that, I have a minute each to recognize two of our sponsors who've made this possible. And I quickly want to invite the CEO of Sula's Enterprise to share a quick message with us. Ahaji Suleimana Hassan. Ahaji, please help us with a quick brief message just before we're here. Who has ultimately won the JoyNews Impact Makers overall winner for 2020. There's a round of applause for the CEO of Sula's Enterprise, who has a minute to share a message.
Well, I'd also like to say a big thank you as well to the 10th Ghana CEO Summit and Expo, Water Aid Ghana, Labadi Beach Hotel, Ayuda, Ghana's #1 services. Alaji, you're ready.
Good evening. Today, I thought as a sponsor, I was coming here to be very happy and proud of myself. But then, when I came and saw how people have made impact, that people I feel that some of them that I'm even financially better, I can't talk. I'm ashamed. And I feel next time I should be one of them, an impact maker, instead of a sponsor. So that is all that I have for you people today.
No. Well, don't clap to that. He needs to be a sponsor, please.
Come to Sula's enterprise. We deal in generators, water pumps, solar water pumps, lawn mowers, rice mills on the Spintex Road for your quality and affordable products. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Also joining us, a brief message from the Chief Financial Controller at New Crystal Hospital, George Etria, will also share a few messages with us. George.
Thank you. So, proudly headquartered in Ashanti, serving over 300,000 every year through 7 network branches with over 700 clinical and non-clinical staff, and being led by our visionary leader, Dr. Wisdom, the board and management members of New Crystal are very excited to be part of this noble venture. We believe strongly in uplifting the poor and the needy, and so will go at any length to support any venture that seeks to empower the vulnerable and the underprivileged. It's not surprising that apart from the regular screening that we've been carrying out in Ashanti, we've also opened our CT scan, dialysis, and then a theater for the public at very affordable fees. And so we are going to go to fortify this partnership going forward. Having said this, we wish to once again congratulate the awardees and encourage them to do more. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I have a free screening with a hospital, New Crystal.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, I am nervous, trust me, because we're about to unveil the overall JoyNews Impact Makers winner for 2026.
Yes, the moment of truth.
This is a major name on the list, and I'm trying to see the faces of the various nominees who've come here already, and everybody else is wishing that we could, tell them who it is. Trust me, I don't know yet. The only person who knows is Nanoye Bampoado, and she'll be unveiling it very shortly, and so wait for that. But we can give them a clue, can we not?
Yes, we can. Ladies and gentlemen, for the JoyNews Impact Maker of the Year 2026, rapt attention. Tonight, we rise not only to honor resilience, but to celebrate a woman who transformed pain into purpose and personal loss into a movement of hope for thousands across Ghana. For more than 2 decades, she has lived the reality many fear, the life-changing experience of amputation. But rather than surrender to despair, she chose to become a light for others walking the same difficult path. In a society where emotional healing is often forgotten in medical recovery, this woman saw the resilience, suffering of amputees, the fear, isolation, trauma, and loss of identity that follow limb loss. And with extraordinary courage, she founded an organization devoted to restoring dignity, confidence, and emotional strength to amputees and their families. Evans.
Through her vision and compassion, over 100 peer support programs have been organized in Accra and in Suwam, directly impacting more than 500 amputees and caregivers. Under her leadership, a dedicated team of 11 trained amputee peer counselors now work hand in hand with major referral hospitals, including Kolebu Teaching Hospital, the 37 Military Hospital, the Greater Accra Regional Hospital, and the Tema General Hospital to provide emotional and psychosocial support before, during, and after amputation through 6 major amputee symposia reaching over 1,000 participants. She has championed conversations around prosthetic rehabilitation, mental health, physiotherapy, disability rights, healthy living after limb loss, the intervention that she's been leading is giving voice, visibility, and hope to communities too often overlooked. Yet beyond the numbers lies the true measure of her impact. She does not merely advocate for amputees, she walks beside them in their darkest moments. She understands their tears because she has herself shed them herself. She understands their fears because she has conquered them herself. And through every life she touches, she reminds the world that amputation is not the end of a dream, but the beginning of a new story, filled with courage, dignity, and possibility. Tonight, of course, ladies and gentlemen, we honor a woman whose scars become symbols of strength, a woman whose empathy became healing for thousands, a woman whose life has become a testimony of hope against all odds. And I now want to welcome the Deputy Chief of Staff to finally tell us who it is that I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, Nana Oye Bampo Ado.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, with admiration and profound respect, help us all welcome onto the stage the 2026 JoyNews Impact Maker of the Year, Valeria Ajo Ajatia.
Congratulations. A big round of applause. May we all stand up and acknowledge her.
Valeria Ajo Ajatia, ladies and gentlemen.
Valeria Ajo Ajatia
is our JoyNews Impact Maker of the Year, ladies and gentlemen. Oh.
The overall winner, and she's supported by her team and those she's touched in her community. Thank you very much for doing it. And 2026, we indeed salute you as our overall winner, touching lives. And look at the work she's been doing, touching all these beautiful lives in the community in which she works. Ladies and gentlemen, please sustain that round of applause for Ajo and the team.
Let's sustain the applause. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Valeria Ajo Ajatia and her team.
Now this is beautiful. You see the work in action. The individuals have work attached surrounding her to celebrate this moment. And you see herself, she's gone through that. She's experienced it, and she's using and channeling that to assist and help others. Great indeed. A round of applause again, please. A round of applause again to Valeria Ajo Ajatia.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who do not know or you haven't been hearing, I'll bring back her video whilst I prepare her to as well deliver her acceptance speech and celebratory speech. Ladies and gentlemen, and as they exchange their pleasantries, we get the videos ready. Valeria, congratulations, and this is definitely the work in action.
My name is Valeria Ajo Ajatia. I'm a disability rights advocate and the founder of Smiles of Hope. After my amputation at 7 years, I was going to school when I got knocked down by a car, and that changed my life drastically. It brought about a lot of changes to me, and growing up, the struggles, the stigma, but through it all, it's also transformed and made me into the woman that I am becoming now, which is why I choose what I do to be an advocate for persons with disabilities, specifically amputees, because I am an amputee myself. Since our inception, we've been able to reach over 2,000 amputees and their caregivers. And these are just not numbers. These are real people that we've been able to touch transform, help them to rebuild their lives again, build their confidence again, and be able to settle back into society. I think the whole initiative by JoyNews is a very great platform. This initiative throws the spotlight on people who their stories are not being heard, and whom we haven't even heard their impact or what they do within their communities. Through this intervention or through this spotlight, it let people hear about their stories, and it also encourages others to also do more. It will also help us reach more amputees out there, expand what we are able to do. Also look out for partnerships that we could work with and grow this into a bigger thing to be able to support. As our name says, smiles of hope, and then we say where hope is found. We want people to find that hope again, to be able to get back on their feet.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2026 JoyNews Impact Maker, Valeria. Shall we hear you?
I'm still trying to take it all in. I thank God Almighty because it's been God from day one till this moment. And I think after that incident, myself, nor does my parents know that this is how it's all going to turn out, to be someone that gives hopes to other people that have to walk this journey again. And looking back, I'm happy that we are able to do this and stand here today to be celebrated as the Joy Impact Ultimate Award winner 2026. Yeah, I just want to say thank you to Joy News for this, the Joy multimedia platform for this, for throwing the spotlights on us and what we do. It just means that what we do is indeed a valid vision that we put ourselves on to do every day. Wake up every day, go to the bedside of those who are new to what we have walked every day of our lives, whether we are feeling well or not. And every day we relive our traumas and our stories again by the people that we go out to talk to. And you get back home and you have to just take it all in one day at a time. And tomorrow you go back again just to make a change in someone's life, speak to someone, go into their homes within their communities as well. Thank you, my solid team, always for being there, and those watching at home as well. Thank you all of you for this, for believing in the vision that we decided to use ourselves, our lived experiences as amputees to also help other amputees as well. To everyone that believe in this vision, my parents for not giving up on me on that day that it all happened, but I decided that I must go to school, and you educated me. And this is something people did not get at the time that I happened to be a child with a disability. So Daddy, you are out there. Thank you so much for coming today. And I know Mommy is watching us home as well. To everybody and the people that we always walk to for opening your doors to us, for giving yourself another opportunity again to live life again, to believe in yourself again. It's great always that we are able to help us make those impacts in your lives. And I say those are just not numbers. Those are real people who every day struggle with their limb losses, which is new to them every day. And to everyone out there who stood, clapped, and cheered us on today, as to tell us that once you've cheered us on, there is more for us to do again. And to every other person there making a change, wait, your time will come. Last year, by this time, we're in this similar space. We didn't get it, but this year, we got it on another platform. So your time will come, and you will be celebrated as well. And the spotlight will definitely get to you. And definitely, we need to continue doing what we always do, giving back to society, because that is the only way that we can all help in building Ghana and an inclusive society for all as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and congratulations once again to you, Valeria, and your team. Please, let's stay with the applause until they get to their seats. Thank you. Very well deserving. Congratulations.
I've seen 12 wonderful individuals just being selfless. I haven't begun to scratch the surface, so when I don't call myself.
Thank you for your honesty.
Worthy.
Let's wrap the event.
Not
thank
at all.
You for your honesty.
And we're just wrapping up now, and thank you all for making it possible and for coming and gracing this wonderful occasion to see the faces, the heroes and the heroines of our communities. Everyone of also all of yourselves tonight. Please give yourselves a round of applause.
I want to say a special thank you to the Deputy Chief of Staff as well for making time to come and crown our ultimate winner for the year 2026. But of course, we want to say a big thank you to the McDan Foundation, the 10th Ghana CEO Summit and Expo, Water Aid Ghana, Labadi Beach Hotel, Ayuda, Ghana's #1 service app, New Crystal Hospital, Sula's Enterprise, Ghana Chamber of Mines, and Gold Key Properties, Evans. We also want to remind all awardees or all recipients to stay. You want to take time and take a nice picture. I promise you need to stay, else Monday you'll regret when your picture is looking like this. So you should stay and take a very nice picture. We also want to say thank you to CDKM Ghana as well for supporting us. We want to say thank you so much. And on behalf of the entire team at JoyNews led by MFA Eli Ntiamwa, and everybody that has made sure that today's event is a success, the management of JoyNews, thank you so much, Evans.
And to see you next year when the judges sit again and make a decision. Please safe journey back homes, and to our awardees, may God richly bless you. And we hope to see the multiplier effect and many more lives being touched after here. Safe journeys back home. Thank you for coming.